more at the market. I think did I sell out again? I wonder if there's much volume with these big ones as there are small.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so much air, but
good question.
I don't know. I guess it goes by weight, so it matters. But the walls seem pretty thick.
Yeah. Oh my. It's a beast. I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting our peppers today. Today we're pepper picking for our sweet and hot pepper relish. We're going to be chopping up all these peppers in our commercial kitchen at our old dairy facilities. So picking these peppers is far easier today than normal because we're picking just about everything. Unless it's completely rotten or multiple bad spots all over the pepper, we're picking them. If it's just one little bad spot or some soft spots, that's perfectly fine because we'll tear those bad spots off when we're breaking the peppers apart for processing. But first we're going to run them all through our vegetable washer up at the barn and pull out the good ones. The ones that are perfect will still go to the farmers markets on Saturday, and on all the so-so peppers or partially bad peppers will be saved for processing our relish. So not only do I have Emma helping like normal, I also have my brother Joel out here and my nephew Jake, who's been here most of the season picking corn and everything else. How's that pepper?
Breakfast of champions right here.
You're eating a red pepper for breakfast?
Yeah.
Need some ranch to go with that?
Oh, I mean, that.
We always did that with broccoli and cauliflower.
I know. I always brought a bottle of ranch out.
Yeah, we would actually bring a bottle of ranch dressing out here in October usually when we were picking broccoli and cauliflower and just feast on that stuff. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, the pepper picking's going really fast today. We're just plowing through here. I know it looks like a weedy mess. It's amazing how fast the grass takes over the aisleways. I mean, they were perfectly clean and bare less than 2 months ago. And then you get a couple good rains, the weeds start taking off again, and then you just sprout right up. But the peppers are thick and heavy. Some of our best picking still, even with all these weeds. We're gonna try to fill 25 tubs. We'll have it done in a half hour. I know I've talked about this many times before, but I'm kid you not. There's like 10 ripe peppers on every plant. I mean, I'm filling a tub every 3 to 5 feet. It's incredible. Well, there's one that's probably a little too bad for relish. See how it's rotten. You still get some bad ones from time to time. But even just picking one-handed right now, I'll be able to fill this tub in like 2 minutes. And you still get some nice green ones from time to time. Not very many of them left out here. I want to show you what a 3-foot section yielded in this pepper patch. It's incredible. That was all right here. An entire tub. Amazing. 2 varieties I grew this year. Redfish, and I'll put the number up on the screen. It's PS 0941819, something like that. I just call it 1819. I've talked about this numerous times. I've put it in the description, pinned it on the top comment of several past videos. But if you didn't see those and you're wondering what variety of peppers I grew, 1819 with some letters in front of it, and redfish. They came from Rupp Seeds in Wauseon, Ohio. I've also had great success with Paladin and Classic in the past. Nice big 4-lobed bell peppers. Just finished up our bell peppers. I think we got like 30 some tubs there. They're beautiful. Man, just look at those things. Now we're gonna try to pick a bushel of jalapenos, and then we need 3 or 4 bushels of green tomatoes, which are gonna be very difficult to find because they have all turned red. Well, we're gonna go back to our one single new row that's back there along the woods and see if we can find a couple bushels of green tomatoes. We don't need to pick any habaneros. The recipe for our relish calls for a half peck of habaneros per batch. I have plenty of them in the cooler left over from last week. Unfortunately, the jalapenos have ran their course. There's not very many out here. They're small, and it's kind of a pain processing them for the relish because you got to de-stem them. We're definitely not going to get a bushel out of here. So I think what we'll do is pick some extra habanero, so it might be an extra hot batch this year. Yeah. They're definitely not as good as they have been, but there's some out here still. Oh, there's a big one. See, they're easy to miss. Okay. And there's still tons of jalapenos out here. Working on the green tomatoes now. I don't think we're going to find much in the old patch, but they're going to take a quick look, and then I'm going to go to the other end and meet them to go into the new patch. We just came up with our bell peppers ready to wash. I wanted to show you our green tomatoes. We picked some partially turning tomatoes. We ended up with 3 tubs full. The other 2 are still down in the field. Some jalapeno, some habanero. We're gonna head down and pick our cantaloupe up. There might be 30, not very many. And zucchini and cucumbers. That's all we got on cantaloupes. Maybe 20, 25 tops. And the rest of our green tomatoes. It's a little trickier sorting these peppers today because we're sorting out the good ones for us to sell at farmers markets, and the ones that are not so good or mixed colors or small out for the relish. So we got to kind of look at every pepper as it's coming out of the washer. Slows us down quite a bit. We got an extra hand here now. All finished up with harvest this morning. I'll take you in the cooler and show you what all we got. All right, there's our zucchini and cucumbers. Looks like 5.5 zucchini, 2 cucumbers. Here's all the good peppers that we sorted out. So about 14.5 tubs of big, beautiful red and green bell peppers. Obviously, most of them are red. Those are the ones with no blemishes, and they were large. Over here is everything for our batch of relish, sweet and hot pepper relish that we're making. We ended up with more peppers than we needed. I think we only needed 16, and we got 21 tubs of relish peppers there, and they're actually not bad. They're really nice, but many of them have a little blemish on them, or small, or mixed colors. Our 3 tubs, it's about 4 bushels of green tomatoes, a peck of habaneros, about a half bushel of jalapeno, and then we always just purchase a bag of Spanish onions and a box of cabbage to finish off what we need for our batch of relish. Oh, and the cantaloupes. Only 3 tubs of cantaloupes today. They are pretty much finished up for the year. I don't even know if there's gonna be another picking. We'll check them out one final time on maybe Thursday, and that'll be it. But right now it's lunchtime. Well, now that lunchtime is over, time to get back to work. We're gonna start rowing up winter squash on either side of this patch. We got quite a bit of butternut and spaghetti to get loaded up and washed. All right, we finished rowing up all of our winter squash. We have butternut on this row, all of our spaghetti on this row, and you can see the spaghetti is pretty heavy. The way we decided to load this today is just to set them in this white wagon that we use for corn, and then we'll pull it in to the barn beside our vegetable washer and then put them through the washer to clean them up. And we'll put them into melon bins so I can fork an entire bin right onto each box truck for the farmers markets on Saturday. This is kind of a tedious process. Just pick up a couple at a time and drop them into the wagon. And you got to be conscientious about how you drop them in there because we don't want the stems to land on another squash and damage it. So we'll do a section the length of the wagon and tractor, and then I'll pull up and I'll hop off and we'll do the same thing. Repeat the process all the way down. Our backs got pretty worn out rowing these squash up. But I was just telling Emma, this job's a little better because at least you get to stand up straight between each movement. Not quite as bad. This is a good job for young high schoolers. We switched sides, we're picking butternut now. The other side had some butternut, but it was mostly spaghetti. Here's a funny shaped one. It almost looks like one of those neck pumpkins I used to grow. All right, we just arrived back up here to the barn with all of our winter squash that we gathered up. We actually finished the butternut squash. There wasn't as much down there as I thought, so that is all of the butternut for the whole season. And the spaghetti squash was a lot heavier. I bet we only picked up about a third of it, so there's still quite a bit down there to pick up. Now the next job is to get it all washed and boxed up into melon bins so it's ready to load on the box trucks for this weekend's farmers markets. But we are tired and hungry. It's been a long day, so we're gonna save the washing for another time. This is where we're gonna wrap up today's video, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all again real soon down on the farm.